hundreds of millions of dollars of both public and private money invested in these areas. But there's about 4 blocks in between, and that's what's known as what we've dubbed the Midtown area. And that's what we're here about today. It's very exciting. Mainly it's made up of what I call post-industrial or buildings that are left over from the industrial area that for the most part are empty today or underutilized. Certainly the land is underutilized. We went out a few years ago, the Redevelopment Commission hired Jeff Speck, one of the most notable city planners in the country, and asked him to carefully take a look at this. And Jeff spent a lot of time in Carmel. We identified where every utility line was, because it's expensive to move utilities when redevelopment is done. There's fiber optic along the Monon, there's water and sewer lines, and electric lines, all sorts of utilities, water lines in the area. We have our 911 tower in the area, as well as a water tower that helps maintain pressure in the central part of the city. We looked very carefully at the Monon Trail and how it would interact with new development in the area. We looked at the densities very carefully and looked at the cost of providing services in a redevelopment area as contrasted to a greenfield area, and quickly recognized that in a redevelopment area one doesn't have to add a fire station and staff it at $2.5 to $3 million a year. We generally don't have to add police in an area that's already being policed, and much of the infrastructure is in place. And believe that redevelopment is good for taxpayers because we do not have to invest as much money in public infrastructure as one would have to in a greenfield development. We looked at the retail, both at the city center and in the art and design district, and recognized when we wanted to see this area redeveloped that it didn't make sense to have a lot of retail in it, maybe a little, but not a lot, because it's within that 8 to 10 minute walk. People will walk to get to retail. You can either walk to the city center or to the arts and design district, and we wanted to make certain that not too much land was donated towards retail. And so we tried to lay these plans out, not knowing exactly when the private sector would step up and say we want to redevelop this area, but we wanted to be prepared. So it's very exciting after that work to be here today with a private sector company, a local company that is prepared to invest in the Midtown development.